Have you experienced leaving your phone at home one day while rushing off to work? Did you feel kind of lost or freaking out without it? These are a few of the questions raised by Westergaard in understanding technological determinism and social construction of technology. We will be using her analogy in my presentation. Hello everyone, my name is Eliezer Toledo. Join me as we explore the theory of technological determinism and social construction of technology is applied in modular distance learning. Not phones, but print technology. COVID-19 has forced most of our institutions to offer non-traditional education. We call it modular distance learning, which involves individualized instruction that allows learners to use self-learning modules. Also defined as correspondence learning, a first-generation mode of delivery. Garrison describes it as the first technology of DE combining print and postal system. If print is a form of technology used as a staircase for this matter, what does it mean in the context of technological determinism and social construction of technology? In this case, it would be best to delimit the scope by probing, not concluding, an approach used also by Westergaard that says, try thinking about it this way. Technological determinism is the belief that technology is the governing force in society, the cause of social change independently of societal factors like culture, economy, or politics. Take note, independently from societal factors. So if you do not have food to eat, blame it on your phone and not the politicians. Jones defines technological determinism as the belief that technology shapes society in some way, which includes social practices such as learning. And this is where I will be focusing on my argument, whether learning and pedagogy is really influenced by print technology or vice versa. On the other hand, social construction of technology, as defined by Westergaard, states that innovation comes about because of certain human needs and problems, and that the resulting technologies produced influence us because of societal factors. Did you get the point? Perhaps not quite, so listen. Which came first, the chicken or the egg? As an overview, the two theories basically focuses on the dichotomy of society and technology, whether which came first, or how one thing is affected by the other. This was also discussed in our discussion forums. Credits to our brilliant classmates. In understanding technological determinism, Westergaard asked, have the nature and pace of our lives changed to the extent that we now have difficulty functioning without mobile phone? Then my answer would be yes. I would have a hard time remembering phone numbers and being connected with the world, phone numbers, and yeah, most of my life. TD in the context of MDL, let's try thinking about it this way. I would ask, have our lives changed to the extent that we now have difficulty functioning without printed modules? My answer is yes. With the limited resources we have, how else can we deliver education? Our children can't even afford it. Certainly, the better way to present the question is, does it mean that print technology shapes society in the sense that the affordances of print technology dictates pedagogy and learning? The affordances of print technology is limited. Learners should be self-directed, and most of my learners are the opposite. Going back to Scot, Westergaard explained that it was not about the phone itself, but because of the laws of economical means of communication, being cut off from the social networks, blah, 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 is the meaning we attach to the device and not the device itself. So how does this apply to MDL? Creating a question is quite challenging because if I have to stick with the definition, then I would have this question. If innovation comes about because of certain human needs or problems, then print technology was created for the intention of educating. Or was it? Well, that's another story. So the meaning of print as an educator is to allow my students who are incapable of having internet and mobile phones to access education, and this is why we opted for print. And if we don't have it, certainly we're unable to deliver the promise of education. Then by all means, it is a Scots perspective. So what is the bottom line? Is print technology as applied in distance education follows technological determinism or social construction of technology? Is technology leading us in terms of facilitating learning, or is it the meaning we attach to it and not the tool itself? Tell me please. Clark considers media are mere vehicles that deliver instruction but do not influence achievement, and that there are no learning benefits to be gained from employing any specific medium to deliver instruction. Taylor states that it is important to note that delivery technologies simply package information. On the other hand, McLuhan argued that technologies also influence and define the usage, in this case the pedagogy instantiated in the learning and instructional designs, which simply means that it is basically technologically deterministic. And that's not so bad. Guys, why do you look so sad? However, Anderson describes pedagogy and technology intertwined in a dance. The technology sets the beat while pedagogy defines the moves. So if print is the technology, I don't think you can have much dance moves, right? Aha! This is the reason why they're sad. They can't have their dance moves. Yet he also said that some technologies may embody pedagogies, thereby hardening them, and that is the point that they of necessity become far more influential in a learning design, the leaders of the dance. And this could be the case of print technology. A hard copy, if you know what I mean. For me, DE has been circumscribed with technology. A certain medium for instruction would eventually define its pedagogy. Anderson said, our pedagogical process may themselves be viewed as technologies. Pedagogy with learning and technology as print are not separate, but seemingly married to each other.